Good morning, Chris. It's great to see you this morning. Thank you for your time. And for those who are watching this, I want to introduce Chris Raulf of BSM Marketing. He's an SEO genius. If you look up SEO international expert on Google, his name comes up and his organization. I've invited Chris to come to have a conversation today about what's on the trending right now in the popular conversation, AI, and how it is a major, according to us, a positive disruption to the internet and society. However, it's creating quite a few questions and ripples. So, given Chris teaches on this, I'd like to ask him a few questions and we'll have a conversation about AI and its impact on employment. So, with that, Chris, would you like to explain a little bit about AI and what it is?
Yeah, hey Frank, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here, have this conversation. Yeah, so when I started Boulder SEO Marketing about 14 something years ago, I could not have imagined where we're at now, how not only search engine optimization, the field that I'm working in, is changing, has changed over the year, and is dramatically changing with the emergence of AI, artificial intelligence, how it's impacting not only my business, but basically every human being on the planet in so many different ways. So to go back to your question, we are still a human first company, but heavily driven by AI. It is time, I think, for everybody to realize that this is probably the biggest development that has happened, over many, many, many decades. AI is here. It's here to stay. We're at the very beginning of this hockey stick effect that this thing has. So it will impact everybody in so many different ways. And I'm excited to discuss, how it's impacting employment, like many different industries in very different ways.
Chris, will there eventually be job polarization with the need for upskilling? Will there eventually be people who've integrated AI into their traditional roles and those who are not? And then a big divide in the middle between high paid, upskilled workers and people with more physical, menial jobs, lower paid
Yeah.
jobs?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's already happening, right? If you look at a lot of people don't even think about it, but if you think about the Amazon warehouses, right? There's robots they're using machine learning, AI to do the work of what somebody used to do not too long ago. So there's many, many, many different jobs that are already have been replaced. If you go to Amazon, package has not been delivered or something, you're gonna talk with a AI. There's no person actually communicating with you. It's simply an AI that's gonna do the whole thing and then decide whether or not your claim is legit, and they're going to send another package. So a lot of people don't realize this is already happening on so many different levels. So what I'm seeing personally is that a lot of the the manual labor jobs that customer service, they're being replaced by AI machine learning tools. So that's already in progress, and then just like forward looking in the not so distant future, and Andrew Yang used to talk about this in the last presidential debates. I don't know if you guys remember that, but a lot of the truck drivers, they will be replaced by self-driving trucks, right? That's also AI in a way. So there's so many different industries are impacted by what's happening right now. So yes, it's gonna have a very profound impact, primarily, I believe, for positions that are more, very direct to perform. So that's what I'm seeing right now, what's happening.
I see. I've asked OpenAI ChatGPT to inform me about which industries would be affected, and here's a list of them. Manufacture and assembly, factory workers, assembly line operations will have fewer people and more machines. There'll be even more automation to packaging, delivery. As you say, the workers at Amazon don't have a person for a boss. Their boss is an algorithm.
Yeah.
It's a computer. Transportation, such as truck drivers. I, I appreciate your optimism. I don't know about self-driving vehicles since there's controversy about that, as you know.
Oh, Frank, I just went to San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
You see those self-driving cars already, like pe taking people around in the city. So yeah, it's happening. This in the not so distant future. Most, I think Uber, they're gonna see a big competition in these self-driving vehicles that take people from A to B.
Well, tomorrow's here. The
Yeah,
Jetsons. It's the Jetsons.
yeah.
So, in addition to transportation, retail is affected. So, we'll see a streamlining and more efficiency overall. Uh, that's my take on AI in general. It'll make everything more efficient and hopefully more profitable, and in the long run benefit all players, including workers. Healthcare, of course, we know about telemedicine and medical transportation and medical transcription. Financing and banking, legal services, paralegals will have much less work to do since a machine can do that. And of course, customer service can be sped
Yeah.
up tremendously. I'm sure there's a number of employers who are looking at AI in terms of what it can do to enhance the productivity of their workers and perhaps to eliminate or change certain jobs for those who are not training or open to training, who want to stay in a more traditional job role.
Oh yeah, sorry, one thing that you mentioned before,
Yeah.
the paralegal system,
Uh-huh.
lawyers. Now when I get a contract or like an NDA from a potential customer, before I may have sent it to a lawyer. Now I use Gemini or ChatGPT or one of these tools and I use a prompt. It's like, hey, I'm engaging with a new potential customer. Can you please review this NDA and highlight any red flag, something that I need to be aware of, right? So this is exactly what's happening. Any kind of manual things that we can now use these tools for, that's what we're gonna use, right? Because within seconds, I have the information. That's exactly what's happening. That's what we're talking about.
Well, it sounds like the new worker will need to be adaptive and resilient.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's just pivot to a different subject, which is privacy and security. With all these wonderful tools that are accessible not just to developers, to everyone, we have issues around privacy, like the Music Modernization Act to protect music. Um, I went online and I asked a question of an application to make a song by a popular musician, and doggone it, if it didn't sound like their voice and their music and everything, and it made me kind of insecure. It's like, wow, do I want to publish something and then lose it? So
Yeah.
where are we going to go with privacy and security? And will there, and Mark Andreessen mentions this too, there should be some digital rights control. I know there's an argument about government control and regulation or deregulation, but should there be some ethical body? Are there ethical organizations that address good behavior, ethical behavior with the AI?
Great question. So when ChatGPT launched in November of 2022, that was like the beginning of this whole AI craziness, right? I shortly after that, I got invited to give a presentation about how AI is going to impact global digital marketing. So I went online to YouTube and I found this conference called Transform X. It was actually hosted before ChatGPT was launched, and it had everybody that was anybody in AI, including the founders of OpenAI, spoke at this conference. So I watched about 120 hours of all the presentations because those were the best brilliant minds in AI, all at a conference
Well,
sharing their knowledge, right? So it was amazing, and it gave me like a really good understanding of what's happening right now, what will happen. So a big topic of discussion was governance, right? This is like the Wild West
yes,
to,
yes,
in a way it is like
yeah.
a new technology, a groundbreaking technology is now here and it's developing so fast. There's no governance right now.
Mhm.
So this is something that, our Congress obviously gets it now. There's a lot of discussions are being held. This needs to happen in order for us to be in control before it is in control of us, right? And last night I watched a really good TED talk by Suleiman Oyman. He's in charge of AI at Microsoft. Incredible interview. And in every speech that these brilliant minds are giving, these heads of AI, that's what they talk about. It's like, hey, we need to put governance in place so that it's not gonna, govern us in the not so distant future. So it's underway, but I believe many people don't yet clearly understand AI, the impact it has, it will have. So you're spot on. This is one of the most important things that us humans need to address right now so that we continue to stay in control of this groundbreaking technology. Yeah, so this is something I believe the brilliant minds are working on. Can we achieve that on a global scale? No, there's going to be bad actors like Russia, China, that, it's going to be good against bad again. So we're going to have to deal with this problem on a global scale, and we're going to have to figure out basically the West how to deal with these bad actors that will use that technology to potentially harm us. So it's a big thing that worries me a little bit, but I'm pretty confident, after watching all of these speeches at this conference, that the right people are dealing with this issue.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel a little bit more secure. It seems like all the big minds are talking or about this, covering this issue because the machine is a machine, right? It doesn't have a heart, a soul, passion, feelings, and the people I've been impressed by are those who not just describe their skills in terms of technology, but that their mission, their philosophy is humans first. Any decision that's made regarding AI takes in consideration the impact on the human, not just its overall efficiency. With that in mind, I've run into a number of people who are new to AI, and I've warned them about the overuse of using artificial intelligence to make their content, et cetera. And I think a majority of people are doing that because it's an easy cheat. But there's some negatives to to just using that, particularly if you're using it for online content. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. That's one of my favorite topics to talk about. So for the presentation that I gave about AI and global digital marketing way back, in 2022, 23, I did a test. I created content using AI, put it up on the website. Then I created content using AI, but heavily human edited, written. And I wanted to see, is Google good enough to detect AI generated content? And obviously, Google was late to the game. They were still working on their Gemini AI application. But their algorithm already had been updated to be able to detect AI generated content. I was so thrilled to see that Google de-indexed both of these pieces of content. Obviously, Google has dramatically improved its algorithm since then. They have come out with the helpful people first content guidelines. If you Google that, you'll find the guidelines from Google on, if you want to show up at the top of our search engine, these are the guidelines on how you need to create content. So it's very clear. If you want your content to show up at the top in Google, yes, can you use AI for creating a killer outline, do research, etc.? That's what we do at my company. But then it will have to be written by a human, okay? That's content that we want to rank at the top in Google. Other content, such as press releases, the shelf life is very short, right? So we actually use AI to feed it on, an exceptional piece of content and say, hey, please help me draft the press release so that we can announce that piece of content. Totally fine. This press release will never rank at the top in Google for a long time, right? Can we use AI to create social media messages? Absolutely. So you have to think about the shelf life, right? Is it something that you want to rank at the top in Google for a long time, like an evergreen piece of content? Don't write it with an AI. Is it something that needs to sound good and, has a purpose in the short term? Absolutely. That's how we do it.
Well, thank you. And as we wrap up here, how has AI affected your business management, service to your clients? What impact has it had overall on the delivery of your services?
Yeah, so Gemini recently updated to Gemini 4.0. It was a massive step up. I spent about 5 days developing a prompt guide on how to create an outline for content that actually has a chance to rank at the top in Google. It's a 20-page document. I became a prompt engineer, how to effectively communicate with this tool. So basically, I was able to reduce the time of a process that took about 10 to 14 hours to about 2 hours, and
Wow.
the output is way better.
Wow.
So yes, this is what's going to happen, right? We're going to be able to use these tools in very dramatic ways to improve what we do to get better output. So we're going to be able to do more in less time. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very much for your time. This talk prompts me to maintain my path of continuous learning and adaptability. I think that's what I take away from this conversation. Don't be upset by change, but get ready to adapt and shift and listen to the experts. So thank you for your time. Any closing comments on the future of employment and AI?
Yeah, I mean, we already created several new positions because of what's going on with AI, positions that have not existed too long ago, simply because, new technology requires new people to do new things, right? That's what we did. So with my company at BSM Marketing, the effect was that we were actually able to create more positions, more work for people. So don't see it as a negative, don't see it as a threat. Embrace this technology. Take a look at every process, everything that you do, how you do it at your business, and see, is there a chance for you to use AI to do something faster with better quality output? So my recommendation, embrace it, take advantage of this, and you will thrive. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, Chris.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Take care.
You too. Bye.